You're going to have two surprises this month. One surprise is to do with emotions, is to do with your feelings, is to do with your people in your life, you know, with the people who mean to you the most. Okay, there is going to be very, very interesting surprise that you are going to have, and that's the surprise number one. And it's a lot to do with reconnection, with connection, but it's also to be told something so specific, the certain information, which is almost immediately going to put a huge smile on your face. And then on another hand, another thing that you are going to actually have this month, my gorgeous Taurus, it's also the opportunity, a very surprising opportunity. It's going to become available to you. You just must remember, you have to remember to trust yourself, okay? But also at the same time, sometimes in this life, you know, even when things are completely uncertain, even if things like completely don't make sense around us, they make us feel really uncertain and they slow us down. They change our way of thinking. But sometimes we just must understand that we are the ones where the light comes from. We are the ones who can light our own path on this spirit journey. And this is exactly what this means. That you are going to have the second opportunity, this opportunity, that I'm talking about. It's really going to surprise you, but most importantly, it's going to require from you to be brave. It's going to require from you to be individual. It's going to require from you to be like a very much so, very energetic in terms of you really following your own path and doing only those things that make sense to you, because it's going to come that a surprising opportunity. It's going to come with an element of like a pretty much so of you needing to be brave, but at the same time you understanding that, you know, there is a lot that needs to come from you above all, okay? Because it's going to make you feel like you know, it's going to be like a little bit of a challenging situation, challenging feeling and challenging vibration connected to it, to that a surprising opportunity that I'm talking about. And when I say the challenging vibration is going to be connected to it, it means that you're still going to be like kind of unsure, because you're going to be taking lots of other things from the outside, lots of other aspects into your life, and you're going to be bringing in, and this is just going to mess up the balance a little bit. And this is why it's so important to understand that this is only part of the challenge. This is only the part of your own challenge, to recognize, to realize, and to understand that you are the one who is holding your own candle. You are the one who lights up on your own path, and you will do this by stepping towards the unknown, by stepping towards the uncertainty in your life, and it's gonna feel good. It's going to surprise you, you know, because something is going to change at that moment in time, and that change, my gorgeous Taurinis, is exactly what you need at this moment in your life. My name is Sasha Bonasin, and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Taurus, and it's for April 2022. So this monthly horoscope tarot card focus is for you, my gorgeous Taurinis, and it's for April 2022. And when it comes to the actual numerology, when it comes to the number, what is your number? Have a guess, 177. Now, we are talking about a big mama opportunity. We are talking about a huge opportunity. We are talking about the opportunity that may not even seem like it's as big, like, you know, as big as it actually is. But at the same time, it's going to happen with an element of surprise. It's going to surprise you the way this opportunity is going to happen. It's going to surprise you the way you're going to feel. It's going to surprise the sudden urge of energy that you are going to have. But it's also going to surprise you the way you're gonna feel like a very confident with a certain part and a certain stage and a certain area of your life that would normally just, oh no baby, no. So that in itself is gonna be the clear evidence and the clear indications how much you have learned in this life so far, let alone how much you have learned over the last 36 months. This is only going to work for you. This is only going to work in your favor, because it's going to highlight highlight the power of your own existence, but even most importantly, the power of your own projection and the power of you understanding and realizing if we think negatively about life, if we constantly think like negatively, and if we are constantly waiting for someone else to decide what are we gonna do, what are you gonna do, no baby, no, that ain't no way to live this life. To live this life, it's you strictly, most importantly, have to understand that sometimes the things don't bloody make sense, and when they don't make sense, okay, then you just have to center yourself. You have to make sure that you are grounded. You have to make sure that you stay on the same level, on the same level. And the only way to do that is just keep on being grounded and keep on just like living your life, and keep on planning and keep on thinking and keep on finding those little things in life, you know, that are giving you so much inspiration and optimism, because there is a lot of that gonna happen to you, my gorgeous Taurinis, when it comes to the actual month of April 2022. Number 177 in numerology means, you know, that you are basically going to have a really important opportunity, but at exactly, you know, at a similar time within the next few days, you know, it's still gonna be like, oh, I'm not too sure about this, I'm not too sure about that. And where this other number 7 comes in, because you've got 1 7 and then you've got number 7. Do you know what that other number 7 means in numerology? The few days after that, there is going to be such a strange and unique and unusual sign that you are going to have, an omen that you are going to have. And this is brilliant. This omen that you are going to have, it's going to come through something that you really like, something that you really cherish, something that you think is beautiful, but at the same time it's going to confirm to you, like it's gonna provide you with a realization, with an information that was missing in your life, and you will be able to put 2 and 2 together. And once you put 2 and 2 together, all the dots are going to be connected that were scattered around you for the last 36 to 48 months indeed. So that's why, my gorgeous Taurinis, I'm saying that this is important. That's why I'm saying that this is going to be like a very significant and rather powerful time when it comes to you. So it's about the actual having an opportunity, and that opportunity, it's not just like any opportunity. I hope you understand. This is something that is going to change your way of thinking. This is something that is going to change your mind in the best possible way. It's going to help you with your own redirection. Ignore the darkness, ignore the negativity. We had enough of this, okay? How much we can possibly take, how much you can possibly take. Just give a credit to yourself. Focus on your own existence. Focus on your own power. So this is much bigger than just, oh yeah, little opportunity. No, baby, no. This is gonna be big. This is gonna be huge. This is gonna be good. Trust me, you will see exactly what I mean, because after this April comes to an end, your life is literally gonna start changing. What doesn't make sense, you're gonna be bye darling, and what makes sense, you're gonna be come to mama. You know, exactly, that's what I mean. So this is all about the actual hope, faith, and inspiration. It's the bright prospects that are going to be connected to it, but also an element of your past is going to come forward and give you the little spiritual little slapita, and that it's going to remind you like some kind of unfinished business as well. So it's a lot to do with a mixing of the past and present, but then again, it's just you following your optimism, okay? You following the feeling of fulfillment, you following the feeling of your own satisfaction, which is going to in return bring you more pleasure and happiness into your life. And then on another hand, by the time you get to the 29th and the 30th of April, my gorgeous Taurinis, it's all about this idea. Because you're still going to think like there is going to be an element, oh, I'm not too sure how I'm going to get there, how I'm going to do this, and then it's this, and then it's that. Don't worry about it, because by worrying and thinking negatively, you just lock more doors within your energy. So be as optimistic as you can, because the big mama is coming. The last 2 days, this April, there is an idea that you are going to have, and that idea is going to be the very last missing puzzle, which is going to resolve so much on your way to your own happiness, and you will see exactly what I mean, and you will see exactly how this is going to unfold. You're very clever, my gorgeous Torini. You're very clever in so many different ways, and this is when your cleverness is gonna come out of you and take over. It's needed, baby, because the May and June are going to be as busy and as important. For the first time in a long time, you will be able to see things changing and moving on in your life, but also for the first time in a long time on the outside, you will also be able to see things changing and slowly moving towards the right direction. It's not going to change like completely, but there's certain aspects that are going to take place, and you're going to be like a big mama, like all happy, like, yeah baby, yeah, brilliant, you know. This is exactly how you're going to feel and exactly how it's going to happen. So now is the last 2 days is the idea that how you're going to kind of the missing idea, which is going to kind of unearth so much other things when it comes to other aspects of your life. This in itself, it's not only going to change your life for the best, for the better, but also it's going to reflect on your immediate home, on your happiness, on your joy, on your pleasure, on your peace, on your own personal contentment. It's going to bring you really brilliant healing energy into your life, but it's also pretty much so going to make you feel so good about yourself, because finally you will be able to kind of like start working on a big change when it comes to your home, when it comes to your immediate environment and things like that. Something that was on your mind for the last 12 months quite a lot, okay? So, and then on another hand, something that was on your mind quite a lot over the last 12 months, but the delay was much longer, much bigger. The delay was like over the last 3 years. There was something so big that you wanted to do at home, like some kind of like a big change or a big project, and it was the last 3 years you were affected. So now, especially over the last 12 months, you know, there was a very big delay that made you feel really unhappy, and it kind of like really pretty much so have put you in a stationary position, and you don't like this whatsoever. So it's all about moving on with your life indeed. And also, you know, on another hand, when it comes to, you know, going back to that opportunity, going back to that opportunity that I said at the beginning of the reading, you see, it's not only that this is actually going to reflect on this, you know, like idea, which is going to become obvious over the last couple of days this month, but it's also going to bring you massive change, but also it's about starting the process and the progress where you are making a really significant decision that it's also going to bring a really important people into your life. These people are going to be significant, these people are going to be important, and these people are going to stay in your life for a long time. In fact, the next 2 months are going to be pretty much so the things are going to start moving on as well when it comes to you also starting the process of like new people are also, because of this situation, going to start entering your life. One of them is going to be like a very important. There are quite a lot of people on this path are going to be quite significant, but one of them are going to be super important, and you will know exactly what I mean. Stranger in the night, Torini in the morning, stranger in the night, Torini in the morning. Behave. No, and then also, you know, like my gorgeous Torini is what I really like as well, that around in between the 18th of April and the 30th of April, you know, it's just all about the actual, you're gonna have a very strong feeling like you want to learn more. It is the respect for knowledge, a vibration that you need to follow. It is the respect for knowledge, and this is gonna be pretty much so obvious in between the 18th of April and the 30th of April. You have to follow this vibration, what keeps you going, what gets you going in terms of knowledge, because there is something suddenly you will want to learn more about, and it's going to surprise you. But this in itself, it's an important part of your spiritual journey, but it's also going going to show you how much you have been through, how you have been prepared for this moment in time, and that you're absolutely prepared because you've got everything that you need. Somehow you will know that you have got everything that you need. Before, this would put you off and you will think, oh no, I'm not ready, because you would let these influences, subconsciously, you would let these influences, this dark devilish energy from the outside at the moment to impact you and your mind and your way of thinking without even knowing. So now this is a big game changer, and you are moving on with your life because you just need to establish what this is. You will feel a very strong respect for knowledge and desire to learn kind of something very specific, and this is brilliant, and it's going to become obvious at the same time when you get a certain news, and that news is going to have such a powerful and very strong synchronicity energy and connection to the actual this learning idea. So that news, it's going to be very strongly connected when it comes to the synchronicity, and that in itself, it's also going to be at around the number 777 or 77 or 111. So you will see exactly what I mean. This in itself is going to mean to you so much, but then at the same time, it's just going to help you out to open your eyes to see what you didn't see before, and it's going to be connected to the new plan. How you're going to do something that you wanted to do for a while, and especially when it comes to August and September 2021. When it comes to August and September 2021, this is when this kind of something fell through, something didn't happen that was meant to happen, and now we are jumping back to explain this situation, and now this is bouncing back and is giving you the opportunity to work on this again. So it's like a missing part of your life, a very certain and specific element that you need to bring into it now. So remember, it's to do with a new plan, how to do something that you attempted to do before. It wasn't the right time. Well, it doesn't really matter. If something is meant to be in our lives, something is meant to be part of our life, this is going to bounce back at some moment in time whatsoever. So now it's all about a new plan with something that you attempted before, and at the same time, this is now you're going to have a very high level of hope, very high level of confidence, and although you're going to feel uncertain efforts, but that absolutely doesn't matter whatsoever, because the energy is going to be undeniable, you know, and the balance is going to be absolutely superb. And on another hand, you know, you will know that basically very kind of like reflection on the past is going to bring you even more insight, but it's going to boil down towards you being very responsible with this part of your life, very creative with this part of your life, because you have learned something very unique. You're very gifted, you're very unique, you're very clever, you're very powerful, and this is to do with that particular essence. You know, you just need to understand to be responsible with yourself and keep on following your own path no matter what. Okay, you have to like do things that make sense to you, do things that makes you feel good, you know, instead of just like being like a robot and just molding yourself into things that you don't want to be molded in, you know. I'm not saying that you are doing this, you know, but I'm just saying, I'm just reminding you of how important it is to just live your own uniqueness, be yourself, do those things that makes you feel alive, you know, and this is the way to live this life. This is the way to achieve the maximum possible success in an energy and spiritual level that can only help us with our own natural progression, you know, above everything else. We have to be the ones who make our own decisions and who see our unique journey from our own perspective, rather than using somebody else's mind and do that through somebody else's mind. No, baby, no. We need to catch up, and until we catch up with ourselves. When we catch up with ourselves, then we can move on with our lives. So you will see exactly how much was something really affecting you, the certain aspect of your life, the certain negativity over the last 24 to 36 months. So now this in itself, it's really going to kind of make you feel alive again. It's going to make you to come out of yourself, but it's also going to show you the way. It's going to show you the path, you know. You will realize all this time, all along, baby, you had the answers within, okay? So now this is only going to highlight the very, very important path that you you need to stick on, you know, that you need to stay on in order to achieve the like maximum happiness in your life. So on another hand, my gorgeous Taurinis, what is really important when it comes to the actual nutrition and your health and things like that, you know what I said to you last month, the importance of trying to ground yourself. And it's like, you know, it's March and April, it's the time when the nature is changing, but we are part of the nature. We are ridiculously connected, we are strongly connected, so we are changing at the same time. So to spend some time in the nature now, it's like the biggest gifts that you can actually give to yourself. But remember what I said, try to find like a little forest, you know, maybe even if you spend like 20 minutes to half an hour in the forest or within the nature, it's just going to reflect on you, and it's going to bring you that much, you know, that necessary balance into your life. So try to find like a little piece of ground in the nature, put your hands on the ground, relax yourself, chill out a little bit, just like pay attention to deep breathing for a few minutes, you know, and just hold both hands on the ground and feel this earth, feel this energy, feel this balance, feel it in your hands, you know, focus on the left hand first, focus on the first finger, second finger, but when you focus on the first finger while your hand is connected to the ground, at the same time you just imagine this beautiful white silver light going around your finger in your mind, and gently, slowly, as you're deep breathing, as you're relaxing, as you're chilling out, you know, and then imagine that beautiful white silver light going slowly into the ground, like about 5 or 6 inches, and then coming back. And each time you do this, you're like, oh my God, you're doing something so huge for yourself. You're recharging yourself, you're recharging your energy, you're recharging your power, you're recharging your confidence, and that in itself really brings you so much closer to the point of spirituality where you should be at this moment in time. There's so much more to it, you know, but I can only talk for the certain amount of time, you know, in these videos. But you just relax your first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, and do that like on each hand, you know. So imagine this beautiful light going into the ground 5 or 6 inches and then coming back. And said the same you imagine with the right hand side as well, or you can do the other way around, however you feel really. And that in itself is just going to help you to reconnect with yourself, but also you will see like a few hours later there are like some kind of very unique ideas that are going to come to you, because you're going to clear the space within you of your energy, and you're going to almost instantly raise your vibration. And when you do this, you just elevate, and once you elevate, you are able to pinpoint on things that you didn't even realize in this moment in time, because the energy was stale for so long, and then these things are going to be calling you like a big mamas, and it's going to be impossible to ignore them. So this is what I'm talking about. And also at the same time, try to avoid like any desserts or any sweets. I know I'm being like, oh my God, dark lala strikes again. No, try to avoid like desserts. Try to avoid sugary sweets. It's so bad. It's getting more sweety, it's getting more like sugary, it's getting more horrible for us, yeah, for all of us, yeah. So try to avoid as much as you can like a chocolates, like a sugary sweets and things like that. Maybe if you because do you know why, my gorgeous Taurinis? Because you're going to be very kind of sensitive when it comes to like a rubbish food, or you're going to be very sensitive when it comes to like that toxic vibration that comes into our lives when we eat like things and we are not even aware of how bad they are for us. And now this is going to be like pretty much so very highlighted when it comes to you. Try to avoid sweets, try to cut out sugar completely in a coffee and things like that. No baby, no. Sugar is worse than that stuff that you put underneath, then you put here, you know, sorry, but it's like sugar is just so bad. Okay, so try to like kind of cut out sugar completely in general. So try to like kind of like maybe replace sugar with organic maple syrup, organic honey, because it's so bad. And also on another hand, try to cut out as much as you can, like I suppose sweets throughout this month, because I can see the energy blockage when it comes to you, when it comes to your digestion, when it comes to your stomach, and when it comes to the things like this, because they are going to be causing lots of mayhem in your life, and they're going to make you really bloated, and they're going to steal your energy. So try to avoid as much as you possibly can. And you know what, let me tell you something, if you do kind of feel the need to have something really sweet, Try to kind of like maybe have a banana, or try to like kind of have something like a bit of a fruit, you know, because that's what I do, like I just have a little bit of fruit. Or try to, at least if you're like really, oh no, I can't do it, you know, if you really can't do it, then try to like kind of get like a maybe organic dark chocolate, like as dark as possible, with the highest amount of cocoa in, which doesn't have that much sugar. It's not as sweet as certain other things are that we've been used to eating so far, but maybe, and it's actually organic cocoa. It's actually really good for you as well, for quite a few things as well. So it's going to be quite good for you to actually try to, if you have a chocolate, if you want sweets, try to have something like organic dark chocolate. As darker chocolate is, the better chocolate is going to be, the more healthy it's going to be for you. The highest content of the actual cocoa beans is in this chocolate, and that it's going to be superb for you, and it's going to replace that sugar cravings and things like that. And also, I would highly recommend you, my gorgeous Taurinis, just to drink water as much as you can. Try to avoid drinks, try to avoid juices, try to avoid squashes. Just drink water, and you will see how much better you're gonna feel, alongside the organic dandelion tea, because it's gonna help you with your digestion, to clear out the toxins out of the body as much as you possibly can. So organic dandelion tea would be a must. So this is something that you're gonna find very beneficial, because it's going to help you with that energy blockage. Because when it comes to your stomach and digestion, I can see that this is something that you should be working on. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Taurinis, like basically the very first date that I would like to talk to you about is, but before I go there, my goodness, you see this faceted pregnant, you see, it's absolutely gorgeous. This is the brand new pendant in my store, and it's remarkable when it comes to its unique energy. On one hand, it's very gentle, but then on another hand, it's ridiculously powerful. It helps you to open your mind, it helps you to open yourself, it helps you to deal with the blockages in your life caused by so much negativity, because things have been so strange and so negative over the last 2 and 3 years, and then we just carry on, but then that causes this stale energy in our life. And what the stale energy is doing is just forgets us who we are. We forget who we are, and we are just going, and almost as if we are going with somebody else's mind, and almost as if we are going and ignoring the important opportunities, that the opportunity that we miss because we are guided by some kind of a dark and negative voice which comes from the outside, from the person or a group of people who have got nothing to do with our lives, but this has been affecting us through our subconscious mind. So we just need to release our energy, we need to release ourselves, and this is exactly what this powerful, gorgeous crystal is going to actually do. It's a faceted, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and it enhances precognition and inner knowing, and this is what I'm talking about. On another hand, it enables us to always be prepared because it's calming the actual environment around us, but it also kind of like when we have a feeling that something is going to come up, something is going to happen, we always have these feelings, but we can't really tell exactly what it is most of the time, but we are just guided by this feeling. It's what our energy is doing to us, what our subconscious mind is doing to us. But now this always helps you to go that one step ahead. It helps you with that balance, so you're kind of naturally drawn towards things that you should be drawn towards, that are actually more important than it seems at this time. So this is what I'm talking about, something that is just going to open you up, and it's a must to wear throughout April, May and June 2022. This gorgeous pendant comes with a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well, my gorgeous Taurinis. I have to say that, so thank you very much. So now the very first date that I would like to talk to you about is going to be the 2nd of April. You see, the very 1st of April, you're already going to feel very kind of unusual energy. Something is going to be on your mind, a certain problem, a certain issue. And this is actually really good. The bigger problem is, the bigger it is, the better it's going to be. So you need to see, it's not only the 1st of April, but it's like a couple of days before. The last few days of March as well are going to be playing a big role here. The last few days of March, you're going to come across a certain problem, and then the 1st of April, you're going to be about it. You know, you're going to be thinking what the way out is and what to do and how to react to it. You know, it's just basically at the same time, you're going to become aware of like some kind of hidden dangers that are also going to be playing an important role here. So it's all about the 2nd of April, you know. On the 2nd of April, you are going to come across someone who really understands you on a very kind of unique level, and it's also going to be very strong stage in between the 2nd of April and the 11th of April, when you're going to come across someone who really understands you, someone really beautiful, someone really powerful, someone really unique, someone who has got a very special ability to understand people. That person is going to give you a very interesting advice, or you are going to gain a very interesting advice through that person. And it's going to confirm something to you about devil or a devilish group of people, something that absolutely doesn't make sense. It did not make sense from the very beginning, because you will understand this through that, but at the same time, it's just going to help you to avoid this. It's more about the confirmation than anything else that you're going to be needing, and that confirmation is going to open you up, but most importantly, it's going to give you control over your life and control over a very, very difficult situation, which is going to turn into your own strength, you know. And that difficult situation was like really bothering you because it caused so much delay, so much fear, so much apprehension, and you will realize, you know what, I absolutely had enough of this. I'm moving on with my life. I absolutely don't care anymore. And this is exactly the right way to respond to this. So it caused so much delay, apprehension, and fear and uncertainty. So now you're gonna have a control over this. It's gonna bring you strength, courage. Okay, and that is going to reflect on your energy, determination. Follow your determination, because that determination is also going to bring you an amazing accomplishment, because here, then and there, you're going to start the process and the progress that is going to take exactly 11 months until you make like quite a lot out of it. And this 11 months is also going to come with an element of surprise, because it's going to happen much quicker and much sooner than you actually thought in your head when you kind of started this. So it's worth to pay attention to it, because pretty much on the 2nd of April you are going to start it's like your departure. Your life is going on a next stage. It's to do with a very powerful spiritual journey. It's to do with an advancement. It's to do with unknown things that are going to require a little bit of alteration. But in order to make this alteration in your life, you're still going to realize it's important time to pay attention to this devotion, offering more services and efforts towards something very specific. Where you are right now, what you are doing right now, what you are focusing on right now, you're still going to kind of have to put a bit more energy towards it. So that is going to be evident on the stage in the period in between the 2nd of April and the 11th of April in particular. Okay, so the second crystal I was going to show you, it's like, oh, this is again one of the most beautiful crystals I had in this store. This is a brand new line, Chrome Chalcedony. It's absolutely brilliant. It's a very, very courageous. It's a very kind of optimistic crystal. It brings the best in us. It enhances our power. It enhances our energy. It encourages positive and constructive self-reflection, which is really important throughout April, May and June. And it also increases physical energy, blood and circulation. This, on another hand, you know, like when we are uncertain, when we are unsure, then it can be our worst enemy, you know, like, because it can kind of get us to overanalyze certain things in our lives, and that can only kind of make things even more difficult. And this really helps with the balance immediately. And on another hand, it's fantastic when it comes to career. It's fantastic when it comes to planning. It's fantastic when it comes to thinking. It's fantastic when it comes to attracting the money energy, attracting wealth, attracting good luck. When you're dealing with important things, especially when it comes to your future, your power, your finances, finances, you know, your family. This is the crystal to wear, and it's absolutely brilliant. But just holding it like this, it increases my energy like there is no tomorrow. This gorgeous pendant comes with sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well, so thank you very much. I have to say that, thank you. So now the second important date is going to be on the 19th of April. So the 19th of April, it's like, ooh la la, I like it, I like it. Bam 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 ba-da-da-da-dum. Da-da-da-da-da. Do you know what? The 19th of April, the 19th, 20, 21, 22, 23, is in between the 19th of April and the 23rd of April. You're going to feel a very strong creativity, but also you are gonna pretty much so have a very meaningful experience, a very powerful experience. So you're gonna feel a very strong creativity, very powerful energy, very strong energy, which is going to lead you towards the beginning of something towards a very special experience, towards the very unique, very powerful, very meaningful, very mind-blowing experience, which is literally going to turn into an adventure, because you're going to find out something so specific, so powerful, and so special about yourself that at the same time you're not going to be able to forget to think about it. And that in itself, my gorgeous Taurinis, it's going to start the process of the actual birth of something very special. In karmic terms, this is going to be a big mama, and in karmic terms, it means that you're about to plant an important seed at that moment in time without even realizing. Just understand this, that you will know this, because it's going to feel like a little adventure. So something is going to be completely out of it, you know, something is going to be like, oh my god, that element came from a completely different dimension. I don't get it, but I like it. You know what I mean? It's going to be along those lines. So you will see that there is something specific, doesn't kind of add up, but it still makes sense. And this is what your subconscious mind is going to kind of like, when it takes over, so you just kind of naturally do things that you're drawn to, as long as you allow yourself to do this. So this in itself is going to turn in like kind of very interesting adventure for you, but also it's going to like bring an interesting balance into your life. And it's also going to start a very significant process of people walking into your life, very important people walking into your life who should be in your life. It's all about the balance, and also at the same time it's all about you opening your heart and receiving love from others. Talk, express yourself, make sure that you're surrounded by the people who mean to you, make sure that you work on the problems, make sure that you also like kind of like you have recently fallen out with someone who means to you so much, and maybe not in a terrible way you've fallen out, but you need to reconnect with someone. So not that long ago you've fallen out with someone who mean to you so much. You need to work on this relationship, because this life is too short and this person mean to you so much, and you need to reconnect immediately if you possibly can. And then on another hand, you need to remember, my gorgeous Taurinis, that in between the 19th and the 30th of April, because what is going to happen to you on the 19th of April, that little adventure and a very meaningful experience, you know, it's going to show you the way. It's going to bring you the will to create. It's going to enhance your energy. It is going to inspire you like there is no tomorrow. It's going to make you feel super creative. It's going to bring so much force and strength into your life, that it's all about taking action on your ideas. By the time you get to the 29th and the 30th of April, you will feel very strongly that now it's time to take actions on your ideas. You need to also, on another hand, pay attention to your own anticipation when it comes to wonder, when it comes to you feeling curious, when it comes to you feeling like you want to explore things. You know, it's all about a new journey, that when you know that care is needed. By the same time, it's all about you recognizing this potential. My gorgeous Taurinis, it's time to spread your wings and fly, literally. The third date that I would like to talk to you about is going to be on the 30th of April. So the 30th of April, there is going to be very much so interesting sign that you are going to have. Very interesting sign that you basically have been, that your patience is about to be rewarded. So this is the sign that you will have on the 30th of April, that your patience is going to be rewarded. And this, trust me, you will know what I mean, because it's going to come in the form of the actual message, which is going to make you aware of the swift activity and the sudden progress and sudden change, sudden movement into your life. By the same time, it's going to require from you to kind of make an important decision, which you are, because it's to do with your own advancement, but it's also like to do with you wanting to avoid the hidden enemy in your life as well. And you are going to become aware of like the certain hidden enemy, which is again nothing to do with your life in particular, but you will know exactly what I mean. And that there is a very important information that you're going to get hold of, and that information you need to kind of let the dearest people in your life know. You need to make them know, let them know, you need to make them aware, because something very important you're going to find out here. And on another hand, you know, it is going to be a family issue, not related to this, but there is another family problem, family issue that is going to come up on the 30th of April, and it's going to need your response. And it's important for you to do this, because you're going to solve so many problems, you know, with your response. You know something that they need, you have the information that they need. So as soon as you become aware of the certain family problem or matter, just step into it, throw yourself into it, okay? It's important. And then also what else I was going to say on the 30th of April, you know, by the end of the day, I just really like it, because, you know, it's all about you finally realizing, you know, growth through your hard work and the progress, you know, when it comes to finances, financial situation, you know, results of efforts are nearly due, like almost there. This is important, and it is going to be one of the main driving factors when it comes to here. On another hand, this is going to lead towards you pretty much becoming aware of the fact that you need to reorganize a certain part of your life. Something is still kind of out of balance, and then on another, it is going to be highlighted what's out of balance. And you're also going to be aware of like a very successful dealings, and this in itself is wow, going to make you feel so good about yourself. So now, my gorgeous Taurinis, I'm just going to see what is going to happen in the first part of April, mid part of April, and the last part of April, just briefly. So the first part of April, you know, there will be kind of the situation. There is a lot going to be happening within the first 10 days in April, and you will be able to see in between, read in between the lines, you know. You will be able to see the little details you didn't see before. So pay attention to details, and also wait for the perfect timing. This is all going to be clear. Wait for the perfect timing. You will know what I mean. You will know what am I talking about, because it's about paying attention to the details and knowing after that moment in time something that you didn't know before. Okay, so now the mid part of April, my gorgeous Taurinis, is basically just remember there is some kind of like illusion here that you don't want to be part of. There is an illusion here that you don't want to be part of. That illusion was poisonous, it was terrible, it was not really good, it was very negative, it was very sad, and it was very dark, and you are the one who can step away from this. Step away from this negativity, step away from this illusion, light up your own candle, okay? Highlight, you know, your own path. No one else can do it for you. You should not expect anyone else to hold your own spiritual candle. You're the one who needs to do this. The more you do this, the more powerful you're going to be. The more you do this, the more strong you're going to get. The stronger you get, the more powerful you're going to be when it comes to like going on the next stage of your life and avoiding things that could otherwise kind of get you in the web of darkness. Okay, so it's about the illusion of entrapment that you have to take yourself out of, and most certainly you are going to. It's all about taking responsibility for your own life, but realizing that the answer is within. The last part of April, my gorgeous Taurinis, it's a very important insight that it's going to come to you when you least expect it. So this is very important to pay attention within the last 7 days this April. Whether you're going to be sleeping and then you're going to wake up in the morning and then suddenly something is going to be on your mind, or whether you're going to be just chilling, sitting down, and then you're drifting away, like you're like kind of relaxing, you're watching TV, and suddenly you're like in this sacred stage in between this world and the spirit world, our subconscious mind, and all sorts of different dimensions, multiple dimensions that we're normally part of, but we're not necessarily aware. Every time we go to sleep, we have astral projections, but we don't necessarily remember, you know, and things like that. So it's getting into that sacred state of consciousness and subconsciousness that I'm talking about. So whether you're going to be just maybe sitting down, just looking outside, and then you're just drifting away, and then, or you could just meditate literally, and then something is going to come to you, but it's going to happen strictly, I really think, like it's going to happen when you least expect it. So I would think when you're chilling out and in that sacred stage, some very, very interesting insight it's going to come to you, and that interesting insight that is going to come to you, it's going to be so important because it's going to answer a huge question, huge question: what should you do next? Okay, so now my gorgeous Taurinis, I'm just gonna see what is going to happen to those of you who are in relationship. This is really brilliant, you know, because you're reaching a very important stage and you're absolutely having enough of something. It's like a force, the negative force from the outside really affected your life, your both life in a very negative way, and it kind of prevented you to do what you wanted to do. It prevented you from doing things that you wanted to do, both of you as a couple, because it kind of slowed you down on this spiritual journey. So it looks like you're absolutely both going to have enough of the specific part of your life becoming really boring, and that it means that slowly it came to an end, and at the same time you are gonna hear, my God, a little information and message. This is gonna put huge smile on your face, because for the first time in a long time you will see that the things are starting to change, things are starting to move on, and this is what I'm talking about. So it's going to point out exactly which part of your life do you need to readjust as a couple, do you need to readjust and sacrifice at the same time. As soon as you establish that, my God, you're both going to become very enthusiastic, and you're both going to become aware of like some kind of like a beginning of a very interesting adventure in terms of intuition. You're both going to become aware of the certain specific adventure. If you're part of it, there are going to be unlimited possibilities, and that is going to require from both of you to go to explore. If you don't jump in the water, you will never learn how to swim. Now is time to jump in the water. So you are going to find yourself like at the beginning, very important beginning, my gorgeous Taurinis, by the end of this month, the couples where you will want to really explore a very interesting part of your lives, and that is going to be evident within the last 8 days this month. Actually, within the last 8 days, it's going to become obvious which part of your life have you both been brought to actually kind of explore a little bit more, explore a little bit deeper. It is going to be connected to the element of a little surprise. Okay, so for those of you who are single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous Taurinis, this is going to be very interesting months, you know, because through you doing what you like to do, there is a very sacred part of you, very important element of you that you like to express yourself as, and this could be absolutely anything, whether this is your work, whether this is you being artistic, but there is someone very, so it's to do with a very special part of your life that is going to be connected to you throwing yourself in it, but also being part of it very strongly above everything else. But as soon as you do this, something really magical is going to happen. Someone is going about to connect with you on a very high level. Someone is about to walk into your life. Someone is about to manifest in your life, and it's going to happen at a time when you least expect it, but it's going to happen when you are very shining very brightly, because you will be doing something that you love doing, something that you enjoy doing. Whatever this is going to be a clear indication and a sign that it's time for the next step. And when you do become aware of that next step, you also need to become aware of the fact that there is someone very special who is about to walk into your life. and that person is going to change everything. But you need to understand, one step at a time. And even if that person doesn't appear this April, it doesn't matter. May and June are going to be very strong, very, very strong when it comes to that person. But you know, it's just all about that person slowly coming into your life, and it's absolutely not even going to be that long, and it's almost immediately going to start making very important impact. Okay, my gorgeous Taurinis, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.